The interesting anime begins when a young boy named Rado looks at the girl sitting beside her in the classroom. Their teacher introduces herself to everyone at the beginning of the high school classes. After a formal introduction, she asks the students to say their names individually. Rado introduces himself with stern looks and sits on his chair again immediately. Knowing that he has unfriendly looks, and for the same reason, he failed to make friends in the middle class, he wants to change this now and make friends in high school. The first thing that comes to mind is interacting with the girl sitting beside him. Therefore, he needs to know her name first to make a friendly bond with her. Rado immediately looks towards the girl sitting on the bench next to him, but he missed her introduction as he was absorbed in his thoughts. So, she is sitting down on her chair after giving her introduction to the class. He reads her name on her book anyway, which is Aharon. In an attempt to interact with her, Rado greets her, but she just keeps staring for a while and turns her to the other side. Astounded by her cold response, Rado assumes that it's due to his cold looks that she feels uncomfortable talking to him. Now, he tries to speak to her with a nice, welcoming smile. From telling her the weather update to the school's canteen, Rado brings up every subject to initiate a conversation. But it seems she is not interested, and no topic intrigues her enough to talk to a stranger boy. That disappoints Rado so much, because he already thought that, despite his stern looks, he would make friends at high school. But the whole idea is going down the drain, and now he wants her to talk to him only once. The class ends that day, and Rado says goodbye. In that response, he felt that he heard a whisper from Aharon, but thinking that it was a whim, he walks home. The next day, Rado looks at Aharon as if she is so far away from him. Suddenly, her eraser falls to the floor. Rado picks it up for her and still does not receive any words of thanks. But that day, as the class ends, Aharon comes nearer and says something in his ear. It's hard to listen to what she says, even if she is so close. Rado finally hears her faint voice, in which she tells him that she has lost her book. That day, he shared his book while sitting close to each other. To his surprise, this girl is only the size of a doll. Aharon once again whispers in his ear, and this time she wants him to have lunch with her. Her delicious lunch was oversized, but she ate it all, which is quite surprising for Rado, given her small body size. Afterward, they enter a game shop, where Aharon sings on the mic, but even the mic could not amplify her tiny sound volume. After spending a nice, friendly day, she pretended the next day as if they were not friends. Rado dragged his bench parallel to her and asked what the problem was. She reveals she gets too friendly with the people, which probably suffocates them, and people end up avoiding her. Rado assures them that it won't happen between them. She hugs him so tight with immense happiness. When Aharon calls him often, he does not listen due to her low volume. To solve this problem, he started reading a book to understand lip reading and sign language. He practiced it with her sister and excitedly shared the news with Aharon that he could read her lips. But unfortunately, her lips are barely moving to let him understand what she says. Next, he came up with another idea, that she write her message on paper and throw it towards him. Aharon started sending a lot of papers until Rado had to stop her. He thought that when they were close, the bone conduction helped transmit her voice better. But in that way, Aharon kept bumping into him, and they had to stop it, too. From telepathy to the smoke signal and Morse code, Rado tried everything and failed. Aharon apologizes to him as he tries so hard to understand her, but Rado feels that he is hearing what she says today, and she is not trying to talk louder. On their way home from school, Rado hears clearly when other passersby speak in a soft voice. It seems that Rado's hearing capability has improved immensely. They stop before a pile of plushies, and it looks like Aharon wants to win one. Rado tries 3 times but fails each time, but Aharon wins a plushie on her first try. She still has 1 credit left, so she tries and wins another plushie. Surprisingly, she wins a lot of plushies. When they go home, she pushes Rado's shirt and gives him all the plushies she won. She knew Rado wanted one but could not win, so she did it all for him. Rado keeps all and asks her to keep 1 plushie. His sister shares that their mom will be on a business trip tomorrow. She gets so excited to see a lot of plushies in his hands and wants one for her. But Rado refuses to give it to her, as it is a gift. He spread all the plushies around his pillow. The next day, when Aharon sees that Rado has bought melon bread for himself because his mom is not home, she feeds all of her lunch to him. The following day, Rado sees that Aharon is sleeping on her couch, and she looks so sleep-deprived. He asks her to stay alert in the class. So, instead of paying attention, she sleeps in the class with her eyes wide open. At the end of the class, she puts her head on the desk and falls asleep again. But as Rado walks to eat his lunch, she stops him and shares that she woke up early to make a special lunch for him. He enjoyed the lunch a lot, but Aharon slept on his lap all day. At the same time, an evil-looking guy peeks from behind the glass door. Rado is finally happy that he made her his friend. Though it was initially difficult to understand what she was saying, he has started understanding her now. One day, Aharon comes into the class with her face and body badly bruised. The first thought that struck Rado was quite horrifying. that Aharon must have beaten the guys on her way home. That means she will beat him too someday. But then, Aharon bangs her head against his and tells her in a faint voice that something has got into her eyes. So she could not see the obstructions on the road and kept bumping into the walls. Rado was so relaxed that she did not get into a fight with some weirdo. So he gives her an eye drop that can relieve her sore eye. In an attempt to put the drops in her eye, she spilled them all over her face. Then Rado decides to help and tries to put the drop in her eye. But she kept shaking her head until Rado held it tightly after bringing it close to his face. He finally manages to put one drop in, but then Aharon asks him to put his face away as it feels awkward. They go to their usual spot at lunchtime, and instead of asking him to eat the lunch she brought, she puts the bowl on his face. After eating lunch, Rado feels that something has gone into his eyes. Aharon wants to return the favor and instill the drops in his eyes, but like before, she fails to put even a single drop in his eye. Suddenly, Rado feels that someone is watching them from the rooftop. Back in the class, he thinks that someone is looking at him, and then he feels the same thing again when Aharon pushes her into the corridor. But he believes that he never did something mean to anybody and that they would follow him to take revenge. Yes, he ruined someone's flower bed in his childhood once and stole his sister's pudding. But that was long ago. The next day, he shares with Aharon that someone is following him. Aharon immediately hugs him as she hears it, and in the exact moment, he once again feels the presence of someone. This time, he runs towards it, and as he opens the door, he immediately sees who it is. To his surprise, it's a girl way bigger than him. She watches him in anger, and it seems like she will hit him at any time. The next moment, she begins crying, looking at Aharon. She is a childhood friend who always looked after her. Aharon is too tiny, and her friend Oshiro fears that bad boys can expose her. But ever since Rado has become her friend, she can't even keep an eye on him openly, because she is so scared of the way Rado looks. Rado gets so sad hearing that he hides his face in his arms. But Aharon pats his head to assure him that he is not scary. Aharon ensures Oshiro that her new friend is not dangerous and that she is not trapped at all. But she runs away, telling her she will continue to look after her and maintain a safe distance. Now, she follows Rado everywhere, even in the washroom. One day, Aharon feels sick and wears a mask on her face, lowering her voice. Unfortunately, that day, Rado forgot to close the zip of his pants. She tries to tell him in every possible way to shut the zip, but Rado does not understand. The only thing Rado thinks is that Aharon is overly energetic today. When the math teacher asks him to solve a problem, she stops him immediately and solves it in his place. In the art class, she stands in front of him when he stands in front of the class as a model. Finally, he goes to the washroom and she feels relieved. But even then, he does not zip up his pants. In the literature class, when Rado writes on the whiteboard, she puts a vase to hide his visible underwear. Unable to understand what's happening, Rado gets up to go home at the end of the day. But even now, she says she will walk before him. In the middle of the road, he looks in the mirror, and he only notices that Aharon has a fresh haircut. Maybe that's why she is acting weird. But Aharon falls unconscious on the road, tired of hiding his fly the whole day. But as soon as Rado enters the home, his sister screams that he is such a pervert as he has not closed his pants zip. Rado falls on the floor out of embarrassment, as he now understands why Aharon was acting weird the whole day. The next day, Oshiro looks at Aharon sitting alone, as Rado is absent. She remembers how she always sat next to her. She looks sad and does not get up to go home, even when the class ends and it starts raining outside. Oshiro thought she might not have an umbrella and waited for the rain to stop, so she throws her umbrella towards Aharon. But Aharon checks it like a dangerous item and throws it in the corridor. Once again, Oshiro puts it on her table secretly. This time, Aharon locks it like something difficult. Suddenly, Aharon sees that it's Oshiro and begins following her. Oshiro runs into the corridor and gets on the stairs to hide on the roof. But unfortunately, the door was locked and Aharon reached. Instead of arguing, Aharon gives her an umbrella, and they walk towards the home using one umbrella. Aharon is tiny and walks on her toes to keep the umbrella above Oshiro's head. But when Oshiro grabs the umbrella, it becomes so high that protecting Aharon from the raindrops becomes difficult. So they decide to wait under a shelter until the rain stops. Suddenly, An begins sneezing as it gets cold in the rain. Oshiro immediately gives her an extra sweater from the bag as a good friend. It saves her from the cold but is oversized for Aharon. She can hardly shake her hand from the oversized sweater and asks Oshiro to bring her ear closer. In her ear, she says that she is grateful for this kind gesture. For the first time, she thanks Oshiro for always walking with her to guard her. She appreciates a great friend like Oshiro. Oshiro gets emotional knowing that Aharon knew she was being followed the whole time, and she runs away. Finally, the rain stops. The next day, Rado enters the class and sees the weird lock and the message of rest and peace over the umbrella. After school, they know that Oshiro is still following them, even more discreetly. Then, Aharon brings Reversi to play with Rado, not knowing he is a champion. But Aharon is an excellent player, too, and she deliberately makes mistakes to make him win. Rado notices it and tells her to play a fair game. So they begin until no one wins until the end of the day, and they agree that the game is a draw. Life continues, and Rado feels his hair has become oversized and irregular. He might need a haircut right away. At the same time, Aharon enters the classroom, and he is stunned to see her hair standing upside down against gravity. The last time he saw the death metal music band follow, having this haircut, it's a sign of rebellion and frustration in society. Suddenly, Aharon begins shaking her head so severely in every direction. It's like she has gone mad, or something is going wrong with her. Rado stops her from doing so, as it can hurt her neck. After a while, she stops, but her hair does not return to its natural position. With a sad face, she shared that she had a bedhead today, and even though she tried to fix it, it didn't work. Like always, Rado promises to help her improve her hair. He takes out a hairbrush and dryer and tries to fix her hair, but after all that, her hair starts looking even messier. Rado thinks that shaving her head would be the last option, but as he opened his cupboard, he saw Ashiro hiding in it. Without stopping, she begins running away from Rado out of fear. He asks her to stop, as they need help. After some distance, she stops and looks back at both of them. It seems that Aharon needs her help, so she starts giving her a haircut like she used to do before. Rado sees that she has everything that a hairdresser needs in her home. But for a moment, he thinks Ashiro can give her a bad haircut, so he stops liking her face. But contrary to his assumptions, Ashiro gives her an adorable haircut. Afterward, he offers Rado to cut his hair too. He immediately accepts the offer to save money and sits on the chair. All kinds of doubts come into his mind, such as that Ashiro can make him bald for revenge, but she gives him a nice haircut. And seeing that, Rado immediately apologizes for misjudging her. Although Ashiro wanted to shave his head, she never wanted to anger Aharon. Soon after that, Aharon shares her delicious meatball lunch with them. She feeds the delightful lunch to Ashiro with her own hands. While Rado still thinks that Aharon's vigorous head shaking can't be due to her hair, Aharon's hands and lips are so dried up. Ashiro could not see her in pain and gave her lip balm for the cracked lips, but she could not apply it herself, and in an attempt to help her, Rado spread the lip balm all over her face. Ashiro watches all this and comes to help her friend. She nicely applies the lip balm and offers to tidy up her eyebrows. From the eyebrows, Ashiro curls her eyelashes, does a massage, and uses hand cream. Aharon uses too much hand cream for her friends and massages their hands with her cream. When Aharon does the same jerky head movements in the class again, Rado learns she is doing so as she cannot see the chalkboard. Some tall boys sitting in front of her obstruct her view. He comes up with the idea to place her desk above another, but she is afraid of heights. So he puts her over his shoulder, picks her up in his hand above a certain level, uses the mirror method, and so on. But the best solution was for Aharon to change her seat and move to the front seat, which is the only way she can see the board. Until then, Rado has 1 week before she switches seats, so he wants to make this last week special for Aharon. They join the baseball game together, and after the warm-up round, when Rado helps her in stretchers, he throws a ball towards her. She did not hit the ball at all. Afterwards, Rado and Aharon attend the cooking classes. Rado knows nothing about cooking anything, but to make this last week together so special, he tries to cook but burns everything badly. Instead of belittling his cooking, Aharon eats all the burned out food he makes. Then she starts boiling and makes fantastic food. Their teacher appreciates them a lot. And then, as Aharon opens her lunch of tasty meatballs, she puts all the meatballs one after another in Rado's mouth instead of eating them herself until his face is stuffed. Rado notices that Aharon wants to say something to him. This time, she wants him to make her dance videos. In the name of dance, she does some weird moves. Does she want to upload it to YouTube? If that is her wish, Rado fulfills it with all his heart. They start dancing together, and Rado dreams of becoming a big YouTube star if they keep working hard on their skill. Their dance will be weird, and they will become Japan's famous entertainers. Their last dance before changing seats will be a great memory. After that day's dance, Aharon thanked him for helping because she only wanted to practice for that day. In their dance class, Aharon dances in front of her teacher. She likes it but criticizes it, saying that her dance is weird. On the other hand, it's been 1 day since Rado uploaded their dance video, but their video has not become famous. Rado thinks that it's probably the end of their time together. Suddenly, Aharon turned towards him and said she was sad about changing seats. Rado assures them that they will have lunch together and walk home together, and he hopes that the new seatmate will also be a good one. Soon, their teacher changed seats, but they still sat together gladly, and a tall guy was sitting before him. So it's settled that Rado will show his notes to help her. A new teacher is attending their class now. Students whisper as she arrives that this teacher is a little mysterious. Not only that, she has also been suffering from a few health issues. She teaches the class about some words when suddenly she sees that Rado and Aharon are sitting too close together. The first thought that struck her brain was that they were flirting right before her. But by closely observing them, she knows Rado is helping her by sharing his notes. The sincere friendship of these high schoolers earned respect in her eyes and brought tears to her eyes. She removes her glasses to wipe the tears. Wiping the tears, she says something has gotten into her. As a teacher who is a passionate reader of romantic literature, every couple's close and sincere attachment impresses her so much. Once again, the teacher starts teaching them. Suddenly, she looks at Aharon, sitting in Rado's lap now. Her heart oozes with warm and romantic emotions. She could not continue her lecture and excused herself from the class momentarily. It impressed her beyond limits that they were sitting so close together that each one of them would look at the board quickly. They are too esteemed and cordial. After a moment, the teacher watches that Rado has put on his arm and is taking notes with another. She collided at the table, saying that they were too esteemed and cordial in her eyes. During their lunch break, Rado thinks about teacher Sensei's poor health when Aharon suddenly starts jumping up and down. It looks like some demon has possessed her soul. He gives her holy water to purify her from demonic possession. After drinking water, Aharon says some food was stuck in her throat. Each time Aharon tells him something, Rado takes too long to understand. To better understand what Aharon says, he teaches her how to show her facial expression. He stretches her face in various directions to display expressions. But when they watch an emotional movie together, Aharon sits with a flat face while he cries so loudly. He says horrible and funny things to her to make her more expressive, but nothing changes. Now, he asks her to participate in the staring contest. Even that could not bring a smile to her face. She swells her face in an attempt to smile, which gives Rado hilarious laughter. At the end of their practice sessions, Rado compares her old and new pictures, but nothing changes, and she has not learned how to bring expression to her face. They go to the nearby library, and Rado thinks he must better understand her expressions now after training. They listen to Japanese rap music since she is looking at the music section. Aharon takes a CD with her at home. To his surprise, Aharon loved the Japanese rap so much that she brought a mic to the school. On their way to school, she explained everything to Rado in a rap tone. Rado has finally found a way that will help her understand what Aharon says. He tries explaining casual talk in a rap tone to his sister and mom. They ignore him, but Rado thinks his rap made them speechless. He takes his mock to school, and they start to rap bet, which ends with a draw. Unfortunately, one of their teachers sees the microphone in their hands and says it's not allowed in the school. Rado tries to rap on his way home with Aharon, but they can't rap without a mic. Rado's sister thinks that she discouraged him the other day, and instead of rapping, she gives him a spinner that she no longer uses. Aharon sees the spinner and wants to play with it. He happily gives his spinner, but Aharon does not stop spinning it at any moment. The next day, she plays tricks with Spinner, and Rado stops her by getting a little closer. Their teacher notices his act of kindness again, and he chokes on the table like before. On the other hand, Aharon does not stop it at any time. She keeps doing it even when he tells her she is overspinning it. Rado feels horrified that spinning would become the purpose of her life, and maybe one day, he will brutally murder her for her obsession. But suddenly, Aharon stopped the spinner and returned it to him, telling him she was done trying this toy. Now Rado spins it constantly, trying to do the same tricks. Aharon visits apart sometimes, and this day she comes there with Rado. They were sitting on the bench when a dog came running to her. After a girl takes it away, a wild cat starts curling up in her lap. Rado feels terrified that those wild animals might harm her. Suddenly, many kids run towards Aharon and endorse her as their king. Rado does not understand what they are saying, so she tells them that she is playing with the spinner in the park, and the kids are impressed by the unique spinner tricks. Rado feels that she does not like these kids around her and sternly asks them to leave her alone. Instead of obeying, the kid rudely asks him if he is her new apprentice. Suddenly, that kid's friend comes towards him and blames Aharon for having stolen her childhood friend by seducing him. She warns Rado to avoid the matter and picks up the reversi board from her bag. After the game, whoever loses between her and Aharon must leave Akka. Rado comes forward because he thinks he is a better player than Aharon. But to his surprise, he starts losing the game to the little girl. Seeing him lose the game, Aharon comes forward to help him, but she fails too. The little girl gets so happy, but Aharon whispers that she deliberately lost the game. Akon gets angry at the girl and says she always keeps bugging him. His friends mock her, and she runs away crying. Aharon tells Akon to be friendly and apologize to his friend. The boy understands and goes to apologize to the girl right away. All that made Aharon so tired that she could not walk. Suddenly, a big dog comes there. She jumps on it and goes back home. Surprisingly, Aharon has not opened her lunch during the lunch break, as she consistently uses her mobile phone and shakes her hand in every direction. Upon asking, she shares with Rado that this is her new game about collecting and breeding monsters. He could not believe that Aharon was playing such an old game that he used to play long ago. She is unfamiliar with the current trending game. But since she is interested and Rado played that game too, he asks her to have a game bet. A while later, they are done choosing their monsters to fight. Rado selects a giant, horrible-looking monster that is so carefully bred. On the contrary, Aharon sets Plushie to play by her side. Rado feels pity that she does not have any strong monsters yet. But since he was an avid game player, he decided to defeat her in one go, which would be the most generous thing he could do for her as a game champion. Rado throws fire from his monster's mouth towards Plushie to kill it, but he is shocked that Plushie survived the brutal fire attack and still has 1 HP left. Suddenly, he looks at a one-time use item that saved Plushie from dying of this attack. Next up, Plushie attacks with a lightning ray, and curiously, it reduces Rado's monster to its level. Now, both are standing at 1 HP, even if his monster has only 1 HP. He knows its strength will defeat Plushie, but Plushie strolls towards his monster and touches it with only one finger, and Rado's monster falls. Rado feels so embarrassed that Aharon made him dance on her fingers as she won the game with an intelligent plunge. On their way home, Aharon stops by the game shop to use the washroom. As she walked in, Akon's friend walked in, too. She wants to win a toy monster for Akon's birthday, but she frowned as she watched Aharon standing beside her. She gets angrier, thinking that Aharon will snatch her friend Akon from her. But little did she know that Aharon was too good at catching stuffed toys through a crane. One after another, she keeps inserting coins and cannot see even one. After her turn, Aharon inserts her 500 yen coin to play the game. Watching Aharon see monsters one after another angers her, as it seems she is flaunting her skill. In the end, Aharon puts all the monsters she won in a bag and gives the game to the girl. But since that girl wants to win a toy for Akon, she refuses to accept the game coupon and tells Aharon that she does not take charity. Then she inserts her last 100 yen coin in the machine, picks the easiest target, and finally wins a monster. Aharon claps for her, seeing her immense joy. But on her way back home, the girl thinks that Aharon is so dumb that she left the monster she could easily catch. But then the girl stops, as now she understands that Aharon must have left it deliberately there so she could win it easily. But she had no courage to thank her yet. On the other hand, Rado sees that Aharon has won a lot of toys from the crane machine again. Once again, Aharon gives all the toys to him as a gift, which he keeps among other plushies around the pillow. One day, Rado comes to school and Aharon notices he has become fat. She gets so disturbed and compares his body size to her brain, which is very big now. She regretted it, as maybe her meatball lunch had made him fat. The next day, Rado sees her reading a book on dieting and wonders why Aharon needs to reduce weight as she is already too thin. To help her healthily lose weight, Rado shows how she can be thin through daily exercise and diet management. As usual, he does not understand that Aharon is reading the diet book for him. But in the next few days, all the exercise and good food will bring Rado's size back to normal. After reducing his weight, he recommends the dieting book to Aharon if she is too invested in self-improvement. But he now knows that Aharon was not thinking of losing her weight. Soon, the class teacher will announce that there will be exams next week. Hearing that, Rado picks up his head in both hands, as he has not studied. But from Aharon's calm expression, it looks like she is not worried. He gets on his knees and pleads with Aharon to help him prepare. From that day on, they started exam preparation together. But the library is too quiet for them, and they want to talk, too. Hence, they visit the nearby park, where Akon sees Aharon with his friends. At the same time, his friend comes there too and hates Aharon's presence. Finally, they prepare tests for each other to analyze their preparation level, and Aharon scores better than him in each exam. One day, their classmates tell them that they do not like cleaning up the class floor, so Rado and Aharon prepare to help them. Aharon comes with all the necessary tools, and when she picks up weird sticks from her backpack, it terrifies Rado. The way she cleans the mirrors, Rado wonders how she can say she doesn't know anything about cleaning and doing it like a professional. Maybe she is a trained shooter, too, acting like an innocent girl. Who knows? Aharon's cleaning powder helps her classmates clean the floor so quickly. After the work finishes, Aharon sees that the bookshelf will be placed in the correct position. She tries to put it back, and it falls on her. But before it could fall on Aharon, Rado comes in between and saves her. Now, their exam preparation is complete. Rado thanks her for helping him so much to get ready for the exam. Suddenly, Aharon hugged him and shared that she was so happy she had helped him for the first time. Before that, he had been helping her with anything she needed. She thanks him, and they hope to do well in their exams. In their swimming class, their teacher says they can use anything. Rado feels surprised at what they can use in water. Suddenly, he looks at Aharon, all set up with plenty of gear to start swimming. It's like Aharon is getting ready for deep-sea diving. Rado assures her that it is not too deep, so she removed her extra gear and jumped in the water in her swimming suit. But soon, she lies flat on the bottom of the pool, and Rado immediately brings her up. It turns out that she can't swim at all. At the same time, they see Oshiro swimming like an expert. She immediately gets ready to give them swimming lessons. As an expert, she tells them all the moves and decides to take a swimming test immediately, where Rado and Aharon will participate in a race. Rado is confident that he will win the race, as he already knows how to swim. He reaches the other end, but Aharon goes there first and wins the race. She did not take a breath during the swimming and looked so calm while Rado was panting badly. They find the table tennis paddle on the desk, which a friend left, and decide to play. Rado remembers that he lost to her in all the games, but this time, he wants to win the game by throwing the ping pong ball at a perfectly calculated angle. He throws the ball, and it falls. The next time, she picks up the ball and plays it like he does. It turns out she is an expert at mimicry. They have an equal score, and no one wins after playing for a long time. At last, Rado shakes hands with Aharon and decides to play as a team, but against their school team. They do not make any points and lose badly. Hence, after school, they go to the ball game. With her ball-picking style, Rado guesses that she is a balling prodigy, but suddenly, she falls as she cannot lift the ball. Rado learns that she has never played this game before, so they pick lighter balls first. In her random style, she throws all the bottles. Rado appreciates her and throws his ball, hoping to win against her in the ball game. But he keeps missing the bottles in each attempt and makes no points. On his way home, he sees a basketball and tells Aharon that they will play basketball tomorrow. They begin the game, and Rado scores rapidly. He finally sees a game where he can win against her and score. Then he gives the ball to Aharon, and she makes her way between his legs to throw the ball into the basket. She is becoming faster and wiser at the game. But in the end, Rado wins. She can play an excellent match. So Rado and Aharon play against their school team, and they lose the game without making a single score. They watch the destructive movie Zombie, and Rado wants to try shooting like he saw in the film. He stops by a shooting game named Zombie Play, and they start playing it. During the game, zombies kill Rado, and he can no longer play because he has no money to claim another life. While zombies pick up Aharon and bounce in their hands like a ball, she picks up her gun and shoots into the zombie's head perfectly. Then, she uses both guns to finish all the zombies and win the game rapidly. They sip their juices after the game when Aharon wants to go to the washroom, and Rado decides to play some games. After some time, Rado sees that Aharon is again standing in front of the same crane game. She makes some weird faces, and Rado gets that Aharon wants a toy for herself. He wins a toy, and she appreciates it in a louder voice with much passion. Rado feels that there is something different with Aharon. Now she is showing expressions and smiling a lot. She asks him to smile more, too, and he laughs loudly. It seems like something happened to her. For the first time, she refused to eat all the lunch, while usually Aharon eats a lot. The way she responds to him now seems like she has changed. Suddenly, a girl like Aharon comes there, and her realm is Aharon. The girl with Rado was her sister, who wore a similar uniform. She enjoyed pranking Rado and apologized lightheartedly. On the way home, Rado shares that he is feeling slightly cold. Aharon instantly hugs him to keep him warm. He asks her to maintain a distance, and Aharon goes far away, which is not what Rado meant. On the other hand, Aharon's sister Ren enjoys wearing Aharon's clothes, as she thinks her dresses are cute. Aharon assures her that she does not mind if Ren wears her clothes and hugs her with love. The other day, Rado took out his lunchbox and asked her to take out her lunch, too. She looked everywhere in her bag and found the lunch nowhere. Sadly, she made it but forgot to keep it in her bag. Now she has to eat something from the school canteen. On the other hand, Rado does not want her to go to the canteen, where all the students compete brutally to get their food first. In that weird crowd, Rado could not find the courage to go and get the food. When Aharon tries to make her way into the crowd, they crush her for being too small. Ultimately, Rado puts her on his shoulder, and Aharon tries to tell the vendor her order. But in all the louder voices, they do not hear what she says, and the crowd passes Rado away. Once again, Aharon slides on the heads of the students to place her order and finally brings the melon bread for herself. Rado knows that she eats a lot, which would not be enough for her, so he offers his food to her. They merrily exchange their food and walk out of the canteen. But suddenly, they see a big dog carrying Aharon's lunchbox. It scares Rado that the dog looks so big and dangerous, but Aharon does not look afraid and thanks him for bringing her food there. Now Rado and Aharon exchange their lunch boxes, as it was preset that Aharon would eat his lunch, so he gets Aharon's big lunch box and feels that he ate too much. Their classmate wants to play the card game Old Maid, and Rado shuffles the cards and thinks that this is a game of luck. But in the first round, Aharon soon announces her victory by showing her best card. In the second round, Aharon picks up a card from Rado and starts shaking her head vigorously. Contrary to Rado's assumption that Old Maid is a game of luck, Aharon keeps winning the game rounds by observing and keeping in mind what card the opponent has. In the end, the other two classmates have already been evicted, and there are two different cards in Rado and Aharon's hands. Rado picks the Joker card instead of the number and loses the game to Aharon. Once again, she wins a game, and Rado loses. Back in the class, Aharon looks so sad and low. She does not talk and puts her head down on the table. They have to switch classes for the following lecture, but Aharon does not feel like walking. Therefore, Rado picks her chair up on his shoulder and brings it to the next class. Even after the class, she does not feel like walking, and Rado puts her back in the class with the chair. It's a sad thought for Rado that she probably would never walk for the rest of her life. It would be so challenging for him to carry her on his shoulder. He imagines himself as old and fragile but has Aharon on his shoulder. So, after putting her chair down, he asks why she can't walk today. Hence, Aharon shows him the lunchbox and tells him that she cannot decide what he would like in the lunch. It was so overwhelming that Rado assured himself he could carry her on his back for the rest of his life. They sit in the park, where Akon's friend sees them. She burns with jealousy that Aharon brings the food for Akon. Now, she wants to compete to see whose lunch is better. Aharon and Rado try eating the little girl's lunch and appreciate her too much for making a wonderful lunch. Afterward, she ate Aharon's lunch and loved the taste. She immediately requests that she teach her how to make food like this. To teach the little girl her cooking method, Aharon reaches home and wears an apron. She teaches all the methods to make a good lunchbox like hers. Initially, the little Fatuba decides to thank her, but then she reveals that she is only pranking them. At the same time, she can make better food. Their art teacher allows them to choose any material to make art. They chose sketching material and sat on the bench outside the class. Suddenly, Fatuba comes there angrily and cries. She blames Aharon for mixing poison in the food that day when she taught her cooking. His friend Akon is so sick after eating that. Suddenly, Rado reminds her that she must have spoiled the food before using it the next day, while she must have eaten it fresh. That's the reason that Akon is sick. Fatuba surprises her, as this thought never crossed her mind. Soon, Rado asks Aharon to sit still, wanting to make her hurt, but she keeps shaking her head. So Rado left sketching and tried to make a lovely sculpture. Aharon starts making one, too, for her art project. She estimates that she will finish it in 2 months. Afterward, Aharon locks herself in the room to do her art assignment. On the deadline, Rado goes to Aharon's room to see what she has made, but she falls on the floor. Rado could not understand what the matter was with her. He can see his future in danger as police arrest him in the case of killing Aharon. Suddenly, Aharon came from the other side and said it was the statue she had made for her art project. It looks precisely like Aharon. Miyahira meets teacher Momo in the corridor after a long time. They decide to spend their time together and sit at the same spot where Aharon and Rado enjoy their lunch every day. Tobaru is so concerned for Momo that she collides many times in the classroom, so for the sake of her health, she offers her lunch, so that she would become healthier. Sometime later, Aharon and Rado came there together. Like ever, she likes both of them as the most esteemed students. Also, she imagines them in plenty of romantic situations every day. Suddenly, she looked towards the roof and found Oshiro looking at them. The next thing that hits Momo's mind is so embarrassing. She thinks that Oshiro may be in love with Aharon. It's such a twist in the story that Momo did not expect. She knows Oshiro wants to sit with them and enjoy their time together, but she is stopping herself. Her respect increases in Momo's eyes. Suddenly, Aharon saw Oshiro and asked her to get down and sit with them while they ate lunch. But Oshiro is so noble that she maintains a distance from Aharon and Rado. Her respect increases in Momo's eyes, and she is about to choke. Her friend sees that Momo's situation is getting bad, so she offers her some water to calm her down. But Momo thinks they would be unable to share food at this distance. But to her surprise, Aharon uses a long chopstick to feed Oshiro. Soon after that, Aharon and Rado move closer to Oshiro. Seeing their generosity, Momo starts breathing fast, and her nose starts bleeding. Her friend gives her a breathing bag to calm down. After their lunch, Oshiro sees some food crumbs on Aharon's face and wipes them with the help of her handkerchief. Momo thinks caring and providing a sense of security is even more worthy of esteem. She imagines all three of them together as a family. As usual, she could not bear this scene and choked. Her friend immediately tries to bring her to her senses. The scene shifts when Momo is about to go to sleep. And after seeing Rado and Aharon, she can now imagine both of them in a few more different situations. Rado sits on the rooftop, and Aharon sees them searching for him. Rado eats bananas on the rooftop, and a banana peel is on the floor. Aharon does not see it and slips over it, falling right into Rado's arm while her face is so close to Rado. It's such a highly esteemed situation that Momo's nose bleeding begins again, which always happens when she is about to choke after thinking of similar situations. In another scenario, she imagines Rado as a very handsome guy from the school and all the girls just want him. But Aharon looks at him and knows that a guy like him is not made for her because she seems so ordinary. But on her way back from school, Aharon opened the door of her house and saw Rado sitting in a bathtub. He wants to marry her, and if she is not interested in him, he tells her that he will do everything to make her his wife. She jumps from the bathtub and gets so close to Aharon. Momo imagines this situation, and heavy nose bleeding starts from her nose. The following day, her friends give her a delicious meal. She shares that she choked last night after heavy bleeding. Now, this food will make her healthy. Her friend stayed with her that night. The scene shifts when Rado's classmates ask him if they are free as they attend a festival tomorrow. Rado and Aharon immediately agree while Ahar asks Oshiro, hiding it aside, to join them. She is beyond happy to know she will spend time with Aharon over the weekend. On the festival day, Oshiro makes Aharon's hairstyle, and she looks so pretty. There are plenty of games to play. Rado thinks that all of them are experts in one game, so if they all put in an effort, they can enjoy this place immensely. Suddenly, Aharon asks her if she wants to go to a shooting game, and she has no money left now. As a part of the team, Rado immediately gives her cash and gets everything set up to nail the game. He sets the position, and when he looks around after pulling the trigger, everyone around him is praying for Oshiro. She won the prize for shooting at the perfect target. The shopkeeper asks if he wants to try it again, but he denies it. After returning to Aharon, he apologizes that he could not win the prize. But at the same time, Oshiro gives her prize to Aharon. Aharon has a lot of food for both of them, and she puts it in their mouths with her hands. Next up in the goldfish catching game, Aharon starts playing, and Rado hopes that she will catch a lot of fish, but she cannot pick even a single fish. At the same time, their teacher, Momo, comes to the festival and watches Aharon, Rado, and Oshiro together. Once again, she chokes and falls on the floor after seeing their esteemed bond. Suddenly, Fatuba asks Rado about Aharon, and he does not know where she is. She just stopped behind after watching Shirney at a shop. Fatuba shouts at him as she feels that he has kidnapped her, but only Rado knows that she is lost at the festival. They decide to go to the festival desk to find Aharon. At the festival desk, he let them know, and Fatuba's father picked her up. After some time, Rado watches Aharon stand behind him. He thanks God and starts walking together. Teacher Momo regains her consciousness and watches Rado and Aharon walking together, and she falls unconscious again. Suddenly, the fireworks start, and Rado asks Aharon to stop to watch them as they look so pretty. Aharon thanked Rado in her heart, saying she was enjoying such a pretty because of the sight. The scene shifts when Aharon's shoe strips break, and Rado fixes them instantly like they were never broken. They join hands together and start walking back home. Rado sits alone in his class and feels sick. Her body is feeling warmer and she is sneezing. As Aharon enters the classroom, she asks him about his situation. All his friends worry about him as he looks so unwell. He is uncomfortable attending the class, but teacher Momo comes in and the lecture begins. After a while, Rado feels hot due to his rising fever. He opens his shirt's buttons and wants to feel some fresh air. At the same time, Momo watches him like that and chokes on the desk. After some time, Rado falls on the classroom floor due to a high-grade fever. His friends run to fetch the nurse, and Oshiro offers to carry him to the nurse. But he opens his eyes, assures everyone that he is fine, and returns home. As he enters his living room, he unbuttons his shirt, which is a disagreeable scene for his sister. She stops him from stripping in the living room, as it's a terrible scene for her. Afterward, he picks up the water bottle and rests in his room. After some time, he gets up, feeling better now. The sister enters the room to tell him he should join her for breakfast. After breakfast, Rado goes to school, where he receives a warm welcome from all of his friends. But surprisingly, Aharon is absent today. Their teacher says that Aharon is not well today, and she gives her some papers to give to Aharon. Rado feels so worried that Aharon might have caught him. As he approaches Aharon, she is busy choosing big swords. Rado gets all kinds of thoughts about her, such as that she is preparing to become an assassin. Or maybe she is an assassin from the past who will get back there now. Suddenly, that girl turns towards Rado. She looks precisely like Aharon, but she is her little sister, Iru, who knows about Rado. She shares that this big knife is for chopping food. When Rado asks her to give Aharon the paper the teacher asked him to deliver, she refuses to hand it over to Aharon. Rado gets so cautious, as he doesn't know that Aharon might have some beef with her sister. But Sister Iru tells him to give these papers himself. In this way, Aharon will be happier to see him. As she walks away, Rado asks if Aharon needs anything. Her sister shows her a bag full of things that Aharon might need in her sickness. She knows that Aharon cannot do anything without her. She only has to get a toy that she will win through the crane game. She puts the coins in the game and tries to pick a toy that Aharon likes. But each time, the toy falls from the crane. Her bag gets empty, and she cannot get even one toy. Rado steps up to help and wins a toy. He generously gives it to her sister, but she returns it, as Aharon will be happier to receive it from his hand. She provides all the things and toys to Rado and asks him to bring them home. She wants to take as good care of Aharon as she does for herself. But instead of taking all the credit, Rado tells Aharon that her sister Iru met him in the market. She guided him to win the toy and handed him these groceries. Her sister feels so touched, and Aharon hugs her with immense love. After that, Sister Iru asks him to come in and join them. Aru and Rado make tuna together. She looks so concerned about Aharon and wants to look after her while she can. Rado thinks all kinds of things about Aru, like that she might be terminally ill and wants to spend more time with her sister. But she meant that she wanted to look after her as they spent less time together after growing up. They make dinner, and after that, Rado goes home and promises to meet at school. Aharon enjoys food afterward, and Aru tells her he helped her make all the delicious food. Aharon wanted him to stay, but Aru thinks it's better that he didn't last, as Aharon has to take a rest. Aru and her little sister take a bath together when Aru tells her that Aharon looks in a specific direction towards Rado, which is so special. Her little sister thinks all kinds of things, like maybe Rado and Aharon will someday become girlfriends and boyfriends. Aru does not dislike this thought. The next day, Aharon's baby sister meets Rado in the street and tells him she feels better. Now she has to go shopping as Aru is looking after Aharon. Rado walks with her to the supermarket and buys groceries. She wants Rado to become her big brother. Suddenly, she stopped, as there was no wallet in her bag to pay bills. But Rado relaxes her by telling her that she can use his purse. Little Ren is disappointed to see that his wallet is empty, too, and she sees no other way than to steal the stuff. He also turned down the idea of using a credit card as its interest rates increased. Suddenly, Ren takes out her wallet, which has the allowance money. She pays the bill with her money and asks the receptionist about the wallets, but she has not found any wallets in the store. Hence, Rado asks her to hurry and see her in the street. They ran to get it and saw the dog sitting outside the grocery store with a wallet in its mouth. Little Ren is so happy to have her wallet back. Ren could not control herself and asked him if Aharon and he were girlfriends and boyfriends. Before Rado could answer this weird question, Aharon came there, and she blushed when Rado called her by her unique name, Riene. After a few days, Aru gets sick, and Aharon wants to take excellent care of her as she did for her. The scene shifts when classmates ask Aharon and Rado about a camping trip. They feel so excited about the adventurous trip and agree immediately. They also invited Oshiro and started preparing the necessary stuff for camping. On the day when they have to go camping, Aharon is late. The other day, when they planned the things, they told Aharon to bring plenty of stuff while they brought the rice, so she arrived late with a very heavy backpack. She was even unable to keep up with that heavy load. Oshiro agrees to carry her things for her. They begin their journey with Sansei-sen, who drives very carelessly. She promises to give them pick up and drop off for their trip. At last, they reach the campsite, and Aharon passionately sets up everything. In a matter of a few minutes, she sets up the camp. Now, there is little time left before the sunset, so they decide to make dinner first. Aharon should have all the ingredients, but they find no ingredients when she starts searching her oversized bag. She feels so embarrassed that she gave up so much, and now she has nothing at all. Rado saves her from embarrassment and asks the nearby guard if they can pluck the herbs. He allows them to do so happily. Their friends go to find the vegetables, but Rado picks up a spear and comes to the nearby water stream. He tries to catch the fish but fails. At the same time, Oshiro asks him to give her a spear, as she wants to help. Rado is impressed to see that she picks a fish like an expert. Oshiro has been assisting a distant relative fish, so she knows it very well. But Rado apologizes for thinking she is jealous, as he spends much time with Aharon. She shares that she is jealous but has not seen Aharon happier than she is now with Rado, so it's okay for her. They show all the collected food and immediately cook a fantastic meal. After enjoying the dinner, they start playing cards. But Oshiro feels drowsy and wants to go to sleep. But the rest of them begin walking in the jungle for some fun. After walking some distance, their friends whisper in each other's ear that they should give Aharon and Rado some time alone. So they hide silently. Suddenly, Rado realizes that they are alone in the woods. Before Aharon starts panicking, he wants to make her comfortable. So he assures Aharon that their friends must be coming back soon, as they might be away to use the washroom. They sit on the grass and watch the clear sky with many stars. It is now that Aharon wants to say something to him, but they see a wild animal running towards them before she can say anything. To save her, Aharon Rado comes in front of her, but the animal jumps over Aharon, and she falls. It was their dog, Nui, who brought all the ingredients that she missed at home. She thanked her dog, and since it was so late at night, she told Nui to return home tomorrow. They return to the camps and lie down in their sleeping bags. Late at night, Oshiro wakes up, feeling a little uncomfortable. To make her comfortable, Aharon enters the same sleeping bag as Oshiro. She shares that she was about to tell him how she feels about him, but she was so afraid that after telling Rado, she would not spend much time with him like before. But Oshiro appreciates her because she even considered telling him about her feelings. Suddenly, they see that Rado is sitting outside the camp. Aharon decides to go to him and tell him right away. Oshiro wishes her good luck and smiles. Rado just ended up making noodles for himself as she was feeling hungry. Seeing Aharon there, he assumed that she was also hungry. They shared the food, and when Aharon felt cold, Rado gave her his jacket to save her from the cold. Aharon wants to tell him, but then she stops. It seems that Rado also likes to tell her something. They get close, Aharon kisses his cheeks, and a tear slips from her eyes. She does not stop afterward and runs inside the camp. In her sleeping bag, she cries while Oshiro cannot find the courage to ask her what happened. The scene shifts when Rado returns to school after camping. Their friends want to know what happened between Aharon and Rado. Suddenly, Aharon enters the class. Surprisingly, she looks so fat that Rado thinks she is preparing to be a sumo wrestler. She even can't touch her chair to sit down, and Rado helps her. She finally shared that it was too cold, and she was wearing many sweaters. Rado allows her to remove numerous layers of sweaters. He looks right into her eye while adjusting her tie. Their friends look at them sitting so close, but Rado retrieves Aharon from the pile of clothes. And now she says she feels cold again. Their friends see them with great interest when Rado thinks he will help her get warm. So he takes Aharon out for hogging, and they start eating together like they used to do before the camping trip. Their friends tell Oshiro that when they were off for a walk, they gave both of them a chance to try, but nothing happened. Only Oshiro knows that something happened there. On the other hand, teacher Momo watches Aharon and Rado going down the street. She wants to control her emotions while seeing love between them, but she sees that Aharon is so caring that she wraps an oversized scarf around him. Afterward, Rado picks her up in his hands to save her from getting into a puddle. She imagines them in a swimming suit and tries to control herself by turning her head towards the wall. She faints on her friend's chest. Soon, the snow starts, and everything is covered in white snow. Suddenly, Rado stops in front of a giant ball. He looks at it for a while and sees it's a snowman. Since seeing this giant snowman for the first time, he gets terrified and is about to run away when Aharon asks him to stop. She made this oversized snowman, which has a place to sit inside. It's an igloo, and she invites him to come in. Aharon wears the dress of a chef and welcomes Rado inside as if this igloo were a restaurant. She asks what he wants to order. So, as breakfast, Rado likes coffee, which she makes by roasting fresh coffee beans. And then she starts making steak using excellent herns and cooks it in a broth. Afterward, Aharon prepares the table like an expert chef, and they enjoy their meal together. Rado felt so relaxed while sipping hot coffee on a cold day. He suddenly realized that he was on his way to school, so he quickly leaves the cafe igloo and attends his class with Aharon. After the class, Aharon asks him if he wants to sip some tea, as there are plenty of snacks in the igloo. They start going through the igloo, but the igloo is destroyed. Aharon feels so heartbroken, but Rado tries to comfort her by telling her that it's no big deal that it crumbled. It's natural for everything to fall apart. Besides, they can always build a new igloo. Hence, they start making the new igloo again. This time, the igloo has the shape of a monster. But after they finish, Rado sees that Aharon's hands are shivering with cold. So he takes her hands in his and tries to warm them. Aharon keeps looking at him with love. Soon, she tells him that she is feeling fine now. The next day, their igloo melts, and Rado hears Aharon's nose passing by the igloo. She is acting like an alien, and her body seems so stiff. Like always, Rado makes false assumptions about her condition, but Aharon tells him she woke up with stiff shoulders. They think it could be because they made an igloo yesterday. Rado immediately takes her to the nurse's office, but there was no one in the nurse's office. But since they need help and Oshiro can do stretching, Rado tries to call her, too. But it seems that today, she is around. So Rado decides to help her. Initially, he stretches her limbs nicely, but it does not make any difference. She needs better stretching for her stiff muscles. The Rado takes her permission and stretches her limbs and body in all directions. Thus, she finally starts feeling better. Rado extends his muscles, too, which are stiff from studying. Hence, Aharon tells him that she can help her a bit. Therefore, Rado lies on the bed, and Aharon walks over his back with her tiny feel. It relaxes him so much that he falls asleep. She tries to wake him up but cannot. In that attempt, she brings her face closer to kiss his face. But simultaneously, the nurse enters and asks both of them to go to their class. After the class, their friends ask them to walk together, and Aharon wants Oshiro to go with them, too. Hence, she opens the closet to see if Oshiro is there. But, finding her nowhere, they start walking home. Their friends keep noticing them to find out if they are dating. After eating, they go to a restaurant where Aharon sleeps in the same chair while Rado goes to the washroom. Sato says it's getting too tiring to keep thinking about their relationship. Usually, people sit and eat together and do clingy things. They become a couple, but it looks different in Aharon and Rado's scene. In the meantime, Rado returns, and Aharon wakes up, so they get ready to go home. At her home, Aharon picks a dress for the next day and plans to go to the mall with Rado. Rado reaches there in time while there is a spinning tournament. Rado imagines that Aharon must be participating in this tournament, and she is late because she spent the whole night preparing for the spinner customization. but he is stunned to see Aharon looking so pretty in the new dress. She tells him that she was up late, but she was not preparing her spinner at all. In the mall, Aharon tastes all the food anyone offers and gets so stuffed up. Rado suddenly imagines her as a hotel tycoon where many tourists come. She has no intention of becoming a hotel tycoon. It's only that she cannot refuse people offering her food. Besides, she eats to save money for the family. Next up, she buys the crab and tries many t-shirts on Rado, but they did not accept them and kept walking. Suddenly, Akon and his friend stopped them in their tracks. Akon is a big fan of Aharon's spinning skills. The girl with Akon is surprised to see Aharon grabbing Rado's shirt. She now has a faint idea that they can be a couple. This time, Akon gets jealous of seeing Rado with Aharon every time. At the same time, he was his first apprentice. He wants to decide who will become his apprentice through the spinner game. They imagine winning the game and meeting in the finale. But unfortunately, they eliminated them in the first round, and Akon cried so much. On the other hand, they search for Aharon in Fatuba, where Aharon wins the sinning championship for the 5th time, while Fatuba wins the ladies' championship. Rado feels so happy that Aharon won. Afterward, Fatuba tells them they can enjoy their date as long as they are going. It turns Aharon red when she hears this, so she explains that she and Rado were here just to have fun. Afterward, Aharon brings a delicious lunchbox to school for Rado, which he enjoys a lot. At the same time, Aharon wonders why she has not seen Oshiro for so long. She is practicing a fighting skill. Oshiro has become more vigilant and is hiding in such places that it is hard for Aharon to find her, so she keeps staring at the roof of the class. She even peeks inside the small hole and finds Aharon there. While walking back home, Aharon keeps looking around weirdly, hence, Rado leaves her to go home. Aharon knows where Oshiro is hiding and goes straight to her. She feels so sorry for Aharon that she could not express what was in her heart to Rado. And now all her courage is gone. She asks Aharon if they are dating. When she hears that Aharon and Rado are not dating, she runs away crying, thinking that Aharon can't tell him what's in her heart anymore. Oshiro asks Rado to participate in a duel with her. Whoever loses will do anything the winner says. Initially, she wanted to decide through martial arts, but since Rado doesn't know anything about it, she takes out the reverse board to play with Rado and decides upon a winner. They play challenging games where both of them compete like pro players. A flashback shows how Oshiro met Aharon many years ago. That day, Oshiro switched seats and sat next to Aharon. She liked her at first glance for being so tiny, unlike her. His pretty physique was just like that of a doll. That day, Aharon was terrified to come so close, but then Oshiro understood she wanted to borrow her sweater. The sweater was so oversized that it looked cute on Aharon. Oshiro and Aharon used to play reversey together and clean the classroom together. One day, Aharon was about to put the shelf in its place, and it fell over her. Oshiro puts the shelf aside and picks Aharon from underneath. That made them best friends that day. Now, Rado's friends notice that Aharon is leaving alone without Rado. While Aharon sees Rado playing reversey with Oshiro and stands behind them, Rado guesses that Oshiro has something in mind if she wins. She gets in tears and says that if he loses the game, then he will have to leave Aharon. That angers Rado, and he plays passionately as he cannot leave her. He finally tells Oshiro that he loves Aharon. At the same time, Aharon apologized to Oshiro for giving her the wrong impression in the camp that night. That day, Rado told her that he loved her, and she could not respond appropriately. She just burst into tears and ran away, saying that she puts Oshiro's hairpin. While Oshiro apologizes to Rado for thinking wrongly about him, Aharon finally tells him she likes him too. Suddenly, their friends come out from behind the bushes and surprise them. They are so happy that Aharon and Rado are together. Oshiro is glad to see them together, and a tear falls from her eyes. They all hug each other and smile. Rado knows that Aharon has trouble getting closer to people. Suddenly, the teacher announces the holidays. That day, Aharon did not walk home with Rado, and he felt she had lost interest in him. Since he needs to do something to spice things up, he is thinking of a business idea for Aharon. That includes the milk tea business and the weird dress business. He walks a distance from Aharon, standing at a shed. She watches him and calls for him to come. She finally shows that she cares for some plants that have grown nicely. She did not tell him, as she wanted to surprise him. The next day, Aharon invites Rado to a place after school and goes out. He reaches the place and sees that she is making tea with some ancient recipe. Rado begins thinking that is her way of saying that she knows all about him and that all of his secrets are known now. But she puts tea in front of him, and Rado relaxes to see that it's only tea with no extra drama. Aharon has invited the teacher, Momo, and her friends. She puts a stick near the roof, and Oshiro falls. Later, Ishikawa and Sato join them at the tea party. Since they are moving to high school, Aharon feels so afraid that she doesn't know what kind of friends she might have in her new class. Rado assures her that he will always be there whenever she needs him. Not only that, but all her other friends would always be beside her. They are so happy and stand beside the pretty flowers. Oshiro brings the tissue for the teacher, as she might need it. because she looks at Aharon and Rado as they join their hands to get away. The anime ends there.